Welcome back students to your online classes. Now our today's topic is electric torch. You know that with the help of electric torch we can get the light when there is an electricity failure. It's an artificial source of light and it is commonly used to provide light in every place. Even these electric torches are so handy that we can take them anywhere at any time. When there is no electricity supply, we can easily use them. Okay, what happens, how it works: whenever we slide this switch, it will connect with this, functioning with this electric cell, and this electric cell will provide electricity to this bulb, and this bulb will start to glow. Okay, so this is how this electric torch works. When the switch is pushed to the on position, the circuit in the torch will get complete, and this makes this bulb to glow. Okay, and the reflector, what is the function of reflector? This reflector helps to focus the light from bulb in a particular direction. With the help of this reflector only, we get the maximum amount of light from the bulb in a particular direction. Okay, now when we switch when we slide this switch in on position, we find that bulb does not glow. How? Why that happens? Because sometimes this condition also came in front of us, that on sliding this switch to on position, then also this bulb does not glow. Then what we have to do, we should first check all the connections, whether the connections are proper or not. Next we have to see whether the cells are dead or not. Means the in these electric cells, the chemicals are present, and that chemicals get converted into the electricity. So these cells should be new and proper. Okay, if they are dead, then we should replace these cells with the fresh cells. Then that cells can be used to glow the bulb. And the last one is whether the bulb in the torch is fused or not. Okay, if it is fused, then we have to replace the bulb from the torch, and then our torch can easily work. So this is how an electric torch works. Our next topic is conductors and insulators. Conductors. So first of all, we will learn about the conductors. Now students, as you had learnt in this chapter about the electric circuits, the various connections, etc. Okay, even in the electric circuit we had connected various components with the copper wires. Why we use copper wires in the connections? Because copper allow electric current to flow through it. Okay, when we will replace that copper wires with the thread or with the plastic wires, then is it possible to conduct the electricity? Then the answer will be no, because the thread or the plastic wires does not allow electricity to pass through them or to flow through them. Okay, so the circuit will not be complete, and if we will use the copper wires, then the circuit will be complete and it will be closed. And the reason is that copper is a good conductor, whereas the thread or plastics are insulators. They do not conduct the electricity. Okay, so what are conductors? These are the materials that allow electric current to pass through them. They allow electric current to pass through them. Okay, that substances are known as conductors. For example, metals like copper, aluminium, silver. Silver is the means I can say strongest conductor. Okay, but we cannot use the silver wires as we can't afford them. That's why we use copper wires. Okay, on the other hand, there are some materials which do not allow electric current to pass through them, and that materials are known as insulators. Which do not allow the electricity to pass through them. Okay, for example, rubber, thread, plastic, wool, cotton, wood, etc. Okay, now if you will connect one end of a good conductor of electricity to the terminal, to one terminal of a battery, and the another end to another, means like if you will connect one end of a good conductor of electricity to one terminal of the battery and the other end to an electric circuit, then electricity will flow. Obviously, means like if I will draw electric circuit again over here, then this will be the battery, okay, positive and negative end, okay, and in between, and there is suppose bulb, okay. Then at one side I will connect with a conductor, okay. Suppose this is a copper wire, or I can say this is a metal pin, okay. So one end of this one terminal of this battery get connected with the conductor. So this conductor and the another end of this conductor connected with this appliance. Then the electricity can easily flow through the conductor and make this bulb to be glowed, okay. Instead of this conductor, if I will replace it with wood, then this electricity will not flow and this bulb will not glow, because this is wood and wood is an insulator, okay. Now many metals are good conductors of electricity. I already told you, for example, tungsten. Tungsten is used to make the filament of the bulb. Remember students, when we had learnt about the bulb, that bulb glows because of its filament, and that filament is made up of tungsten, okay, and it's a very good conductor. Fine. Now insulators are also equally important in the circuit. How? That the electric wires are covered with the rubber, so that whenever the electricity get flowed in the wires, or when we will touch that wires, then we should not get the electric shock. That's why these copper wires are wrapped with the plastic or the rubber, which act as an insulator, okay. And whatever connections, for the connections we need the copper wires, from that particular part only we remove the insulators, we remove the rubber covering, okay. That's why in an electric circuit, along with the conductors, insulators are also equally important, because insulators protect us from getting electric shocks, okay. And you know that the electric appliances, the handles of the electric appliances are also made up of plastics, okay. All sockets, plugs, regulators and switches, they also covered with plastic or rubber, so that we can get the prevention from the electrical shocks, okay. Even in the real circuits, insulators are used to block the flow of electricity to save us from electric shock. Electric shock can be very dangerous, so we must stay away from the electrical wires and the broken switches, and even we should never play with electric sockets. Never touch non-insulated wires. Non-insulated wires means those who do not have the insulating covering, okay. Those who are which are open wires, we should not touch them. And even in case of electrical fires, we should not pour water on them, as water is a good conductor of electricity. We should use sand instead of water. Fine. Now there is important fact that the birds which is sitting on the overhead power cable does not get an electric shock. Why? Why this happens? As the means like electricity is flowing in the cable wires, and how the bird do not get the electric shock. This is because that it is in contact with one wire only, okay. Birds always sits on the one wire, okay, which does not close the electric circuit, because another end of the wire does not do not in contact with the bird, so the circuit will remain always an open circuit, okay. And as the circuit will be opened, so the current does not flow into its body. That's why birds can easily sit on the cable wires. Fine. Now students, there is one more thing, that you know air is present everywhere, okay. And suppose there is an electric circuit, a closed electric circuit with a bulb. Now remove any one end of the electric wire from the circuit. Fine. Then does the bulb still glow? Then your answer will be no. Okay, no, it will not glow, because the circuit becomes open with only air in between the connections. Suppose if this is the circuit, and here instead of anything I will make these wires unattached. That means here what is present? Air is present, okay, and this air will not let the electricity to flow from this end to the this end, okay. So if air would have been a conductor, suppose if air will be the conductor, then will it be possible to survive on this earth? Because air is present everywhere, and if the air will be the conductor, then every time a person will get the electric shock. So by this we come to know that air is an insulator, okay, because it does not provide the continuous path for the flow of electricity. If the air is present, then this bulb will not glow because it breaks the circuit. The circuit becomes an open circuit, okay. So this shows that air is an insulator. Now next is, human body is a conductor or insulator? So human body is a good conductor of electricity. We humans are the good conductors of electricity. And the reason is that, and because of this reason only, we experience an electric shock when we touch the current carrying conductors. Okay, whenever we touch the open wires, then we get the electric shock, as our body is a good conductor of electricity. And if we want to save ourselves from the accidental shocks and means like electrical shocks, we should wear plastic gloves or shoes while repairing the electrical connections. And that's the reason that the electricians always wear plastic gloves and plastic shoes while repairing the electrical connections, because plastics acts as an insulator and they will not form the closed circuit, okay. Their tools also have the plastic cover handles so that their body do not get the electrical shocks. So students, that's how conductors and insulators are important to us, and we should be very careful while handling all these electrical circuits and the electrical equipments. So that's all for today students, and as this we had completed our chapter.